Hey everybody, welcome on the occasion of celebration of the 9th International Day of Yoga in Hong Kong. I am Vinod Sharma, an Ayurveda and Homeopathy consultant and a yoga instructor from Yoga International Limited, Hong Kong. Today I am going to focus on the mental health, how Ayurveda can help to take care of our mind, our emotions and our nervous system. So most of you may be familiar with the term Ayurveda, and some of you may be knowing about some details about Ayurveda. It is becoming very popular like yoga. Initially when I started teaching yoga in Hong Kong in '93, yoga was not so popular, but now today it has become like a household word. And Ayurveda also is picking up quite well all around the world. So the term Ayurveda, it means science of life. Ayur means life, and Veda means science or wisdom or knowledge. So it is said that if we apply Ayurvedic principles, it can help us to resolve problems pertaining to relating to any aspect of our life. That's why it is called Ayurveda. It's not called medical science. Medicines are used, herbal medicines are used in Ayurveda, but usage of medicine is very limited. Only to help the person to recover faster and to compensate any kind of loss if the person has incurred due to any sickness or illness. Otherwise, the focus is on the diet and lifestyle. I'm going to talk about basic fundamentals of Ayurveda first, and then I will talk about how Ayurveda can be helpful to take care of our mental health. So as I said, Ayurveda means science of life. The health defined according to Ayurveda is not only just absence of disease. It means we have to have balanced life from all aspects: physical, mental, emotional and spiritual. In physical aspect, it talks about the 3 doshas, 3 malas, 7 dhatus should be in proper proportion and of good quality. At the mental level, 3 gunas also should be in a balanced proportion. We should know at what time what guna is to be strengthened according to our activities. So that's at the mental level. Now the whole science is based on functioning of the 5 universal elements. These are called Pancha Mahabhutas. Those bhutas are, Pancha Mahabhutas are called Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal and Prithvi. That is space, air, fire, water and earth. Now we are made up of all these 5 elements. In Ayurveda we combine these 5 elements and put them into 3 categories. Those 3 categories are called 3 doshas. Doshas literally means faults or weaknesses or drawbacks. So these 3 doshas are combination of 5 elements in different proportions. First one is Vata dosha, second is Pitta, and third is Kapha. Now what are the combination of these? Vata is combination of space and air. Pitta is combination of air, fire and water. Fire is the predominant component in this combination. And Kapha is combination of earth and water, water being the primary constituent of this combination. So these are called 3 doshas, and we are made up of all these 3 doshas. Predominant dosha, this dosha which is the strongest one in our system, that determines our constitution. In Sanskrit we call it Prakriti. So Prakriti also there are 2 aspects, physical and subtle. And this constitution, Prakriti, we get from our parents at the time of conception, and that Prakriti cannot be changed. We have to live with that Prakriti throughout our life. What keeps on changing in our day-to-day life is called Vikruti, the current state of health, depending on our eating habits and the lifestyle. So that Vikruti keeps on changing, but the Prakriti remains the same, what we get from our parents at the time of conception. So what Ayurveda says that the most health issues, they are caused due to the Vikruti, and Vikruti is caused because most of us, we do not know what is our Prakriti. So our eating habits and our lifestyle, when they do not match our Prakriti, that gives rise to Vikruti in our system. And because of the Vikruti, our system becomes faulty. And then the diseases start because of that. At the mental level, as I said earlier, three gunas, the modes of nature. Sattva guna, Rajo guna and Tamo guna. So these are the three gunas which control our mental tendencies, the manovritti. The vrittis are controlled by these three modes of nature, three gunas. Now, this is a very interesting point. It's a very unique feature of Ayurveda. How to find out someone's prakriti and vikruti. The best, the most accurate and most precise tool of diagnosis in Ayurveda is called Nadi Pariksha. Reading the pulse. From the pulse, we can know what kind of diseases the person may have or what are the tendencies a person may have of suffering in future if the imbalance is not corrected, and what kind of character the person may have, what kind of mental strength the person may have. And according to that, people can choose a profession also. In my practice, I come across quite a number of clients. They have changed their career after having consultation with me. When I tell them that whatever they are doing currently, if it is not matching their constitution, it will not give them satisfaction. Yes, they can earn money, but money is not everything in life. Job satisfaction also is very important. So when they change the career after having consultation with me, and then they feel more satisfied. So Nadi Pariksha is a very unique tool of diagnosis in Ayurveda. Now, today, as I said, I'm going to focus on the mental health. So number 3 in Ayurveda is very significant. 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. These are called Teen Pradhan Stambha, 3 primary pillars which sustain our body structure and maintain our health. Then the 3 sub-pillars which are called food, sleep and celibacy. Then the 3 aspects with regard to the mental health also. V means learning. Now this is controlled, this activity, this aspect is controlled by Vata, Vayu. To understand, to grasp things, Vayu is very important. So that if it is imbalanced, then our grasping power is not so good. We cannot learn things so easily. So for that reason, Vata is very important, Vayu is very important. Second aspect is Dhriti, processing, assimilation, digestion. Digestion of the food also is caused by fire, and assimilation of thoughts, assimilation of knowledge, understanding the essence of knowledge is also caused by Pitta, fire. And after learning, after assimilation, whatever knowledge we have learned, that has to be retained in the body, sustained in the body. So that retainability is controlled by Kapha, mainly the earth element, Smriti. So memory depends on the earth element. So these 3 aspects are very important. I just give you an idea. All these 3, they work together. We cannot take them in isolation. When Vata is working very well, we can grasp the things easily, and then we can understand the essence of the subject matter. If Pitta is not strong, we cannot understand the essence of the subject matter. Supposing Vata is good and Kapha is good, but Pitta is not good. So the person will not be able to understand the essence of the subject. So in that kind of situation, the person will depend on repeating what he or she learned. And if something misses, then the whole thing is lost. So Pitta is very important in that aspect. When Pitta is strong, the essence of the subject is digested. Then when the subject matter is to be presented on a different occasion, the person can present without depending on the word-to-word memory. So if some words are missing, but Pitta has helped the person to grasp the essence of the subject, then the person can present the whole subject matter according to his understanding in different words. For that reason, Pitta is very significant. Now it is very important to maintain the balance among these three doshas. Now balance means, many times people they think balance means equal proportion. Nobody will have all these three doshas in equal proportion. One will always be stronger than the other two. Now according to the need, what dosha should be stronger, we need to change our diet. Like for example, when we need to learn a new subject, so vata has to be strong. Now to make vata strong, the food items which contain vata, that food item should be consumed. For example, I have treated many students who find some difficulties in learning. When they go to school, they cannot understand what the professor is teaching. So to such students, when I tell them to focus on specific diet which contains vayus, for example beans, nuts, so those kind of food items which are very strong in vata, or vata is very strong in those. So when they consume those food items and when they go to attend the lectures, they can understand what the professor is saying. They can learn things. Now there are many causes mentioned in Ayurveda. I will not go in detail. So focus on specific common kind of causes which I have come across. I heard from many of my clients, and I found that these are the common causes which by which people are affected, and their mental health is affected. So the basic things, our eating habits and our lifestyle. When people they do not eat at the right time, or if they eat right food, but the timing is not right, then they will not benefit much. For example, salad is considered as a very healthy food, uncooked vegetables, very healthy, nutritious. But if the salad is consumed after sunset, when the fire element becomes very weak, so our digestive system has to work for longer hours to digest. So when the digestive system is engaged in digesting the salad, we cannot relax when we go to bed. Our subconscious mind cannot relax. Then the quality of sleep will be affected. So people may have this concept in mind, oh, I'm having very light meal at night, so I should be able to sleep very, very easily. But that doesn't work in that way. Uncooked food, uncooked vegetables, they need stronger fire. So the fire has to work for longer hours to digest. So as I said, if the digestive system is engaged in working, our subconscious mind cannot relax, then the quality of sleep is affected. If the quality of sleep is affected, next day the vata will go out of balance. Then the person's focus will not be good in his activities. Or if he is studying something, focus will not be good. So sleep is, we need to take care of the sleep by having right type of food in the evening, particularly light meal at night. This also is very important. The room temperature and our body's temperature. Many times the sleep becomes disturbed when the temperature of the body or the temperature of the room fluctuates. In a place like Hong Kong, people are quite used to sleeping in the air-conditioned rooms. But then in that case, what happens? If we are working in an air-conditioned environment, we are moving around because of our physical movement. Oxygen intake is good, so warmth is generated naturally because of our active nature. But when we are in bed, very passive, our body is very passive, oxygen intake is not enough compared to the cooling effect from the air conditioner. So one is the cooling effect of the air conditioner, and then insufficient intake of oxygen. So double effect. That means the body is having more cooling effect. So that will affect the subconscious mind and the sleep will be disturbed. So for that reason, the temperature of the room is to be maintained, and to maintain the temperature of our body. Simple solution is given in Ayurveda. I will speak later also, but briefly I have touched that point. Rubbing some warming oil. Now generally spicy food, some spices are very essential. The spices which can strengthen, which can enhance, which can boost the pitta dosha in our body, not aggravate. Aggravation of pitta can be harmful, but boosting of the pitta is very much required, because what happens, based on my experience with my clients in a place like Hong Kong, I've seen most of the people here, They have digestion problem. Digestion is not good. Indigestion is very common here. And now because of that, ama is produced in the body. The toxic mucus. So the toxic mucus causes obstacles in the blood circulation, in the oxygen supply, in the energy flow, and it has a cloudy feeling on the brain. So then the comprehension, contemplation, assimilation, everything is affected. So for that reason, to dry up that excessive water element, which is in the form of toxic mucus, some spices are very important. Mainly the black pepper powder, cinnamon powder, black cardamom seed powder, ginger. These kind of spices are very essential to eliminate the excessive water element from the body so that the pitta can work properly. This is what I said, the ama is the main culprit which causes the tired feeling, lethargic feeling, no motivation, no enthusiasm, like dragging the body throughout the day. So ama is to be eliminated by using the spices like ginger, black pepper, as I mentioned earlier. So when these spices are used, when pitta dosha becomes stronger, it helps to extract the nutrients from the food, and then assimilation also is possible because of pitta. So for that reason, some spices are very, very important. And one has to be very mindful, as I said, the pitta is to be boosted, is to be enhanced, but not aggravated. Now these are very general home remedies which are very beneficial. Many of my clients, when they have used here, they have given very good feedback. Almonds. Now almonds actually they are good for eyes also and good for the brain, functioning of the brain. But no need to eat too many almonds. 2 or 3 pieces of almond, just soak overnight so that the skin becomes very soft and it can be removed in the morning, next morning. So skin should be removed. And actually the best way of consuming almonds is to rub the almond on a stone. Like in India we use sandalwood paste. We make a sandalwood paste using a sandalwood stick on the stone and make a paste from it, putting water drop by drop. So same way, if the almond paste can be made, that's the best way of consuming almonds. Then the assimilation is guaranteed. Otherwise, should be chewed so finely, the soaked overnight soaked almonds the next day should be chewed so finely that it becomes paste in our mouth, and then black pepper corns should be eaten together so that the digestion and assimilation becomes easier. As I said, so almonds are very good for the brain and very good for the eyes as well. Next one. Walnuts. Now see, the walnuts, the shape of the walnut is like the brain. So walnuts also very useful, beneficial with regard to the functioning of the brain. Combination of walnuts and almonds, if they are taken regularly, then the person's nervous system also can be very strong. So when the nervous system is strong, then many of the neurological problems, mental problems, emotional problems can be handled very easily without taking so many medicines. Cinnamon is a very unique spice. It is warming, not heaty, but very warming, and it can maintain the glucose level, the sugar level in the body. According to Ayurveda, there are 6 tastes mentioned. I will not go into details. Sweet is the topmost. But in the modern world, when we talk about sweets, people, they are so reluctant to consume sweets. When we talk about sweets, immediately they think of sugar. But in Ayurveda, there is no mention of sugar, white sugar. White sugar actually, according to Ayurveda, truly speaking, is white poison. When we talk about sweet taste in Ayurveda, we talk about natural sweetness, like honey, maple syrup, molasses, jaggery, gur, rock sugar, mishri. So these are the natural sweetness of fructose. So sweet taste is very important. Now the sweet taste the energy of the sweet taste is to be maintained in the body at a proper level. Cinnamon can be very helpful to achieve that objective. Some herbs, very common herbs in Ayurveda. Ashwagandha is very popular. It is known as the national herb of India, Indian ginseng. It is a very unique herb. The root of ashwagandha is used in a powder form, powder of the roots. It has very unique feature. If it is taken in the morning, it can reactivate the whole system. It can make our brain, our mind very alert throughout the day. And if it is taken at night with hot milk, it has very calming, very relaxing, very soothing effect on the nervous system. Then the quality of sleep can be very good. I will not go through all the details. Amalaki, amla. This also is a very unique fruit. Indian gooseberry. One of the richest sources of vitamin C. Vitamin C, as modern science also has accepted, is a very unique antioxidant. So it is very unique fruit. The vitamin C contained in the amla is not destroyed. Whether we cook it, whether we dry it in the sun, and or we preserve it, the vitamin C contained in amla remains intact. It is not destroyed. And that's why it is called amala. Mala means contamination or any toxicity. And if we add a as prefix amala, it is without any toxicity. So amala is a unique fruit. It doesn't get any toxins even if it is stored for a long time. Guruchi is especially now in summer season. It is very beneficial. It has very calming, very soothing effect on the whole system. And for nervous system, it is very important that anything in excess should not affect the nervous system. If pitta is affecting in a hot summer, it is affecting the nervous system. Our focus, our concentration cannot be good. Our mental ability will deteriorate. So for that reason, Guruchu can be very helpful. Then the very unique combination of ginger, black pepper and long pepper is a very common mixture which is used in Indian cooking, in regular cooking also. So these kind of spices can be very beneficial with regard to maintaining good mental health. And even if some deficiency is there, that deficiency can be corrected by using these kind of herbs, fruits and spices. The concluding part I want to mention, the yoga. In our Vedic science, when we talk about different faculties, different sciences, information is given in different ways. But whatever information is given in different ways, that information doesn't contradict each other. Actually, they supplement each other. So what information is given in Ayurveda, it will complement the information given in yoga and vice versa. So Bhastrika Pranayama. Now there are different ways of doing Bhastrika Pranayama. It's a bellows effect, the effect of pranayama is such on the belly, like the bellow of the iron smith. That's why it's called Bhastrika Pranayama. It generates so much warmth, so much heat. So, as I said, there are different ways of doing Bhastrika Pranayama, but when it comes to improving the efficiency of our mind, our brain, a unique way of doing Bhastrika Pranayama, I will show you. It is to be done in the standing position. So standing straight, keeping feet together, arms on the sides, palms facing in. The body should be firm but not stiff. Back should be straight. Then tilt the head backwards as much as you can, and closing the eyes, keeping the neck completely bent. Have to start vigorous breathing through the nose. The breathing procedure should be like an engine. Like an engine starts slowly, then picks up the speed, and before stopping, it slows down. So same way, the breathing technique is to be done. I will start now. 25 to 30 deep breaths, keeping the neck bent completely backwards. So, whenever this exercise is done, initially people feel slightly disoriented, dizzy, because so much of oxygen is supplied, forceful oxygen is supplied to the brain cells. Normally that much of oxygen is not supplied to the brain cells. So when the brain cells receive so much plentiful of oxygen, all of a sudden, then initially when we complete the exercise, little bit of disorientation we can experience, and that is very common. Actually, in my yoga classes, when I teach this exercise, and I ask them ask the students how they feel. If they say that they didn't feel anything, then I tell them actually they did not do in the right way. If they have done in the right way, definitely some disorientation feeling they should have experienced. Little bit of dizziness is experienced. So this is a very unique Bhastrika Prana. The precaution, it is mentioned in yoga, that this exercise should be done in the morning. If it is done in the morning, throughout the day, the person's mind and brain will be very alert, very active. If it is done in the evening, then it may cause difficulty in falling asleep because the brain is so active because of so much of oxygen supply. Now in yoga, it is always mentioned that postures or exercises should be done in a complete set, complementary way. Now this Bhastrika Pranayama, when it is done in this position, same way, I will not show the whole exercise, same way it is to be done, keeping the neck bent in the forward position, same way, like that. So start with 25 to 30 deep breaths. So that completes the whole set. Another pranayam, Anulom Vilom, or it is called Nadi Shodhan Pranayam also, or alternate breathing. So this has very unique effect on the nervous system. It relaxes the nervous system and it strengthens the nervous system. By alternate breathing, this is the mudra to do this pranayam. The thumb, right thumb should be touching the pingala part of the nadi, the right nostril, and these two fingers, the ring finger and the little finger, on the left, the Ida nadi. So this way it is done, alternate breathing. Without, initially, it is advised in our yoga that one should not hold the breath after inhaling. After Puraka, one should not do Kumbhaka. Just do Rechaka immediately. That means exhalation should be done immediately. After proper practice, then Kumbhaka should be focused on. That means holding the breath in. So that Anulom Vilom Pranayama. This can be done in the evening also. Actually, it is more beneficial if it is done in the evening, because if the person is very tired, fatigue, if Anulom Vilom Pranayama is done in the evening, the person will feel very relaxed. Then the quality of sleep will be quite good. So that also will have very good strengthening effect on the nervous system. And then mantra meditation, Om. There is a proper way of doing Om mantra meditation. It should start, the sound vibration should start from the navel, from the Manipur chakra. When you should come to the Anahata chakra, then you should come to the Vishuddhi chakra, then Ajna chakra, and then when we say it should affect our Sahasrara chakra. So these chakras are to be affected by chanting of the mantra Om. And then at the end, to relax the whole system, physical body, mind, and the nervous system, Shavasana is to be done. Relaxing for even 5 minutes. If Shavasana is done properly, then it relaxes the whole system. And relaxation is very important to repair. If we do not allow our body to relax, then repairing part is not done properly. And then when it keeps on accumulating, it will definitely affect our nervous system. It will affect the ability of our mind and functioning of the brain in an adverse way. So I will conclude today's session here, and I hope that you will take advantage of our ancient science of Ayurveda and Yoga and benefit yourself. And you can teach others also, so others also can feel benefited. So the herbal oils which can be used for massaging our body to keep our body warm. These kind of oils are very useful. Ashwagandha oil, very common. Sesame oil, generally throughout the year, sesame oil can be used. And almond oil can be used mainly during winter season. And mustard oil also can be used in cold weather. So these oil massage very strongly recommended in Ayurveda to maintain our physical health and mental health.